I feel like all of the past videos I've been doing have been like fairly bleak and negative outlooks on the state of the internet, the state of user base, and yeah, it's just overwhelmingly negative stuff. So to cleanse my palate and also do something fun for my birthday, I think I wanted to just kind of talk about my experience with the internet. YouTube wise, I think I'll only dive deep into how I started my art journey through YouTube basically. So I think officially this year it has been 5 years, I think, since I started posting to YouTube, which is already crazy to me. And in those 5 years, there's been one hell of a journey. Most of the stuff that was posted before I started doing animation memes were basically just speed paints, and looking back at it, it was really, really funny. I think there was a gender reveal speed paint, which was like, what was the purpose and all that? I just think it's kind of funny. But I think the first official animation meme on here, and if you know me, I've joked about this like 10 million times, was "Why Love Me." That was my first one. And let me tell you, I was so serious about this one. Okay. And the image that I screenshot, I think, the most out of that one was I unironically used the "I'm broken" thing, where, you know, with like the underlined "okay, I'm broken," and whatever. It's just, I really don't know what I was doing. On this account, there used to be a lot of Gacha videos. I used to make them. But after a while, they just kind of disappeared off of the face of the earth. I think at some point I got really embarrassed about them existing, and instead of just like unlisting them, I just kind of deleted them altogether, which is like my biggest regret, because I feel like it'd be really funny to go back and look at those. And I think I still have some of them saved. So I've always had like a weird relationship with art and Gacha just kind of coexisting on this channel. And oh gosh, scrolling down here, there was actually a lot of Gacha. And it's very funny because some of these characters that I started drawing 4 years ago now, I still use. They're not as important now, but they're still ingrained into the lore. I think that's kind of funny. I just kind of recycle characters instead of making new ones, I found. Oh my gosh, yeah. I made a lot of animation memes. A whole lot. I used to pump them out like, every few weeks, and it's still crazy to me. I don't know how I did all that. But one of the things I tried to do, like maybe three times, I tried to do like those multi-animator projects, and obviously because my account was like relatively small and non-existent, those never really worked out well. So yeah, I don't think any of the maps I participated in multi-animator projects ever got finished. Like, I did my part sometimes, and then it just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. Whew. And then we have like the circle heads. I had this specific thing in my Artstyle for a while, and it took a while to like break out of, which was the circle heads and the one eye. For the longest time, most of my characters, they just didn't have 2 eyeballs. I really don't know what was up with that. But you can kind of see a slow progression and improvement. I think it sort of came during the times of quarantine, because I had so much time on my hands to just do a bunch of art, and a part of me misses being able to just do all that, but my grades were so bad during that point in time. Oh god, there's Among Us in here. But I just have had so much animations. And even though that's like not the staple of what I do anymore, it's kind of like funny to look back on them and see that some of them were actually pretty good. I'm gonna be real. I don't know how they kind of disappeared from my skill set, which is kind of a bummer. But I guess that's kind of just what happens. But generally, while I was on YouTube, for the time period that I had a small circle community, if you could even call it that. But it was one where I was always kind of supported. I had YouTube friends that I would like chat with in the comments. It's one of those things that after I left YouTube, I kind of just never kept tabs on. And it's funny that I kind of have gone full circle in the sense that I used to do very poorly done commentary videos back when like there were so many art commentary videos, like when Creepshow art was popular. That's a can of worms. Yeah, I tried to do that once, and needless to say, my takes were really bad. I'm gonna be real. But I think after quarantine ended and I went back to school, I slowly stopped posting a lot on the channel, and I think the last time I posted on it will almost be a year or two ago now. 2 years. No, I think it's just 1 year. Before I dropped it out of existence. And now that it's kind of been 5 years, there was a lot of really good stuff on here, but it just kind of didn't flesh out into something that I wanted to do anymore. And since then, I kind of just switched to TikTok, and reception was a lot better on there. But yeah, in a weird sort of way, I kind of just circled back to YouTube and doing all that stuff here. So I think that's fun and great. And this YouTube channel is still very much up. You can easily access all of this, as much as I loathe that it is very much public. It's the first thing that comes up when you search up Terpho. That's oh, funny thing about the username. It does not come from the word turf, I swear. That is not I had to like explain that to somebody once. Yeah. 2020, right? Among Us was popular. And there was this name randomizer that came out shortly after the game was popularized, and I wanted to make my own account. So I was just randomizing a bunch of different names, and yeah, Terpho came out as one of them, and I was like, ooh, now that's a name. And that's kind of just stuck, I guess, because before that it was sang_e studios, and obviously that didn't click. So then after a while I changed that to hijinks studios, and that didn't work out very well either. So it's just kind of always been Terpho after that. But I feel like in general, my journey as an artist was completely motivated by the internet. Like, I started animating because there was a lot of very talented animation meme artists that I really looked up to, and I was like, I want to do that. And even though that never really worked out for me, it's what kind of propelled me into continuing to pursue digital art. And even though I think I'm like at least decent, mediocre now, I think that young me that started drawing like forever ago would be looking at my art and go, holy cow, you know? It's kind of like, in the moment, it's kind of difficult to understand the progressive growth that you kind of go through when you're making all this. But holy moly. And I've had multiple accounts. This is not just the only account I've ever had on YouTube, besides the most recent ones that I've created within the past few months. Also during quarantine, surprise, surprise. I tell the story a lot. I had an Undertale Gacha reaction channel. I know, hold your applause. But it was pretty bad. It started out as like a, how much traction can I gain from doing these types of videos? And unsurprisingly, or surprisingly, I guess in my case, those videos, they did pretty well. I don't know if people still do those gacha reaction videos. I'm sure they do. But after a while, I just kind of like fell out of it. I was like, I don't really want to do this no more. And I kind of gave it to a friend, and I don't think the friend really did anything with it, so we just privated it, and that's that. But the most popular one was Dream Swap reacts to I don't know, stuff, and that got 13,000 views. Whenever I talk about the story, I'll still get people who tell me that, oh my gosh, I've seen that exact video, and I'm like, no, you have not. One of the many things about the internet is they don't forget. They really don't. What was my most popular video on my old YouTube channel? Let's see. So my most popular was 20,000 views 2 years ago. It was this TikTok audio. It was like something, you don't have to be perfect or exceptionally great. I don't know. It was a really edgy audio. I was mostly doing it for lip sync practice, and that's all there really was to it. I don't think I expected it to go crazy up in there. But I'm just glad that it was a decent video that got pretty popular. And I have done a lot of ridiculous things on YouTube when I was 12, you know, as 12-year-olds do. I think there was this, when I was really, really early on in my YouTube career, if you could even call it that, I started my account because of my cousin, and while I was growing my channel, I exceeded my cousin's subscriber count, and they made a very angry video with the gacha characters that I put on their phone. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry that I exceeded you in subscribers. Here's a sad little animation meme to show you that I feel very bad and that I'm sad, and I will quit YouTube because this is so sad. And it was actually a remake of one of my older animation memes. It was the Why Love Me meme. Anyway, at some point we did make up, and I think that's just really, really funny, because it was just that I had 50 subscribers. That was it. I don't know. It's one of those really dumb things that kind of just happens. And I think there was at some point, I made a fake hate account for myself, and I would hate on myself, and then my YouTube friends would come and defend me. And I to this day, I really do not know what was going through my mind when I was like doing that. So yeah, if you were defending me from the YouTube channel Hijinks Sucks, I have a lot of news for you. I just think that in general, my old YouTube account, it associated a lot of good things within my art and my journey, but it also reminded me of a lot of the very embarrassing things that I have done on the internet. Obviously, it's not like crazy things. It's just things that I did when I was very stupid. That's all I really have to say on that. But I don't know. It's just kind of fun to see growth and progression, and I don't think I ever expected to stop posting on the YouTube channel in general. I used to like make little updates on my subscriber count, and I was like, I'm gonna keep this account forever, and this will be the only account I ever have. Boy, was I wrong. And even though I think I was really cringy, it was a really good, fun time in my life. And I've been seeing, I think I talked about this in a community post, a lot of beef between beginner artists or just general children on YouTube, and it just kind of reminds me of myself and my roots. Never forget. I just think it's kind of funny. And again, this is all public and very much accessible. And I really do not understand why I did not give them 2 eyes up until maybe like it took a year or 2 for me to give them both eyeballs. Which isn't a bad thing. It's just a stylistic choice that I look back on and wonder what I was doing. It was something. That's for sure. And this video is running really long. Kind of do still feel really bad for people who are just starting out in their art journey and have to deal with 10 times more pushback than I ever experienced when I was a beginner artist. And I think if I had to deal with what they did, I really wouldn't have progressed and pushed my art to the level it has. And I still have so much to do and to learn, and I'm sure that I'll look back on the art that I'm making now years later and go, what the heck was I doing? The same way I do for my past art. But I just think that the support that I had then from other kid artists was what really helped give me that little nudge. And though I don't think I will ever touch this old YouTube account again, it's something that I think I'm gonna just keep up as a relic or a fossil to kind of joke and poke fun at. It's just one of those things. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. There were 10 million tangents in this. Would you believe it? I think just kind of spouting my random thoughts in this manner without it dealing with the stress of it being so overwhelmingly negative was kind of nice. So I might do a couple more of these perchance. But yeah, happy birthday to me when I post this. Yay!